Gentlemen, I've got 10:01, so I call this meeting to order. We will begin this morning as usual with an invocation followed by the pledges. Dear Lord, I come to you this morning and thank you for the start of another week, another day. Thank you for your many blessings upon us and throughout the community, all that you've blessed us with. Pray that you would be with us in our decisions today and in our activities this coming week. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
All right, the next item on our agenda is citizens' communication. Anyone who would like to address the court on any county-related business, you're welcome to do so at this time. Anything up here?
I got something.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday, Judge.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
well, thank you. Thank you. Last year on my birthday, I was in Costa Rica.
Well, heck, time to go back.
Today, I'm in Commissioner's Court, but it's...
So you won the lottery. eh?
What's your
Right,
point?
That's right. Both wonderful experiences. Thank you.
So you're in a better place today, is that what you're saying?
All right.
I'll make crashing waves sound.
I'd take care of a Costa Rica any day.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, we will move right along in the agenda then. Item number 4 is to consider approval of minutes and take appropriate action. Each of you have a copy of those in your agenda packets.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item number 5 is to consider approval of accounts payable and take appropriate action.
Accounts payable for June 9th, 2025 are $285,066.37. Supplemental payments are $62,245.33.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Judge,
Motion approved. Thank you, Michelle. Yes, Commissioner.
I want to go back to citizens' communication.
Yes, sir.
DaCosta Volunteer Fire Department is having their
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
fundraiser this Saturday
That's
in
right.
DaCosta.
At what
Okay.
time?
Usually people get there around 11, goes on till about midnight. No, I don't know. We're in DaCosta, man.
At the hall, DaCosta Hall there?
Yeah, DaCosta Hall.
Okay.
I'll be there.
Excellent. Okay, so that's on the 14th.
The other thing, I'm trying to pull it up, but Heidi was recognized as
I couldn't
the
find it either. I was.
Clerk of the Year.
Yeah.
Or was she a candidate or she?
No,
she
she,
was
no,
right.
she
Whoa,
won.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh. Oh, never mind.
I think you dreamed it.
It
didn't you?
wasn't Heidi.
Oh, I thought that was.
All right. Moving along in the agenda.
Don't tell me anything.
I thought that was a done deal.
All right.
All right. Item number 6 is to receive monthly and quarterly reports from various county officials and departments.
Today, we have monthly reports from the county treasurer, the district clerk, county clerk, criminal district attorney, county auditor, sheriff, fire marshal, justices of the peace precincts 1 through 4, constables precincts 1 through 4, and pretrial services.
Move to receive.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. 7, consider approval of bond forfeiture releases and take appropriate action.
We have none today.
Very good. Thank you, Stephanie. Item number 8 is to consider approval of Citizens Medical Center interim vendor payments.
This is always a good one.
And where did I put those? Here it is. We have the June 4th memo from our hospital showing interim vendor payments in the amount of $164,132.09. The ACH report on that same date of June 4th totals $1,767,835.51.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item number 9 is to consider approval of a discretionary bid exemption for a service agreement renewal with Motorola Solutions for dispatch services and take appropriate action. Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning, how are y'all?
Morning, Sheriff.
Like I
Right.
said, this is just a renewal for the equipment there in dispatch.
Okay, and so this would be,
It's just for the service, right?
For the-
Yeah, bid exemption.
Yeah, for their service.
okay, and so the vote here would be to grant a discretionary bid exemption under Local Government Code 262024A2. Okay?
Move to
And we can
approve.
do that with a
Second.
motion to do so. Have a motion and a second on that. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sheriff. Item number 10 is to consider approval and authorize the county judge to sign a commercial lease, no, not a commercial real estate listing agreement, executive right to sell with Jimmy Zaplak at Caldwell Banker in connection to selling the property located at 8410 FM 236. That should be the
Citizens Clinic, right?
clinic. Amanda, you've been
clinic?
working on this.
Yes, sir. This is just an agreement to relist that. It expired on May 31st. So we've also lowered the price from $4,999 to $479,900.
Okay.
That should be the only difference.
Okay.
All right. Move to approve.
Simple
Second.
enough. Thank you, Amanda.
Yes, sir.
All those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. And then item number 11 is to consider approval and authorize to advertise for the invitation to bids to supply quicklime materials for all Victoria County precincts.
So, Judge,
I have a
we
question on
don't
this one.
typically use lime for the rebuilding of county roads. This one here is the rebuild of Key Road that Union Pacific will be providing the funding for.
Okay.
And so we're building it to a different standard, so we didn't have lime in our bid package prior to. So I asked Amanda to take care of that for us. So what she's submitting to us today is the materials that we will need for that project.
We're having to build it to railroad specs or what?
No, we're gonna build it to a farm to market spec on
Okay.
just the process of building the road up.
Okay.
So move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
How do you receive that stuff, Danny?
I'm
I
sorry?
mean, how do you receive, like, say you find a bid, you're gonna get it, do they bring it in trucks when you're ready for it? I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about,
So there's.
but they'll bring it, you won't
several-
stockpile it, in other words.
No,
Right.
no. There's several ways to get it. You can get it in a liquid form or in a pellet form.
Right.
We're getting it in a pellet form.
So
It's easier
so that's
for
what
us
the
to
bid
work.
is to approve, so if you need the truck, they can deliver it,
Yeah,
like we do oil and other things.
yeah, it's just on the bid list for it now for you to use.
Okay. All right, sorry, thank you.
All right, I heard the ayes. Are there any opposed? Hearing none, item number 11 is approved. Let's see, number 12 is to consider approval of an interlocal agreement with the Brazos Valley Council of Governments for participation in their cooperative purchasing program, Purchasing Solutions Alliance, and take appropriate action.
This is just to add another option for us when we're doing cooperative purchasing. We had noticed we weren't a member of that, and it piqued my interest when we were looking at the equipment for Motorola. They do have a contract, so I just wanted to dig into that a little deeper, but also make us members. So should we need it, we've already got that in place.
This is kind of like the buy board thing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Is there any
move for
cost to
approval.
it?
No,
Is there- Okay. Did you already move?
Yes, sir.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 13, receive for the record a fully executed listing agreement with Jimmy Zaplak for 311 East Constitution Street, Suite 100, and 2604 Mockingbird Lane, Suite A, and take appropriate action.
yeah, these went through court on May 12th, and this is just receiving those executed agreements for the record.
Move to receive.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda.
Item 14 is to consider approval of the fire protection proposals related to the 311 East Constitution Building Records Area and take appropriate action. Who is speaking to this morning? I know we've initiated this project. John, what have we got here?
Kelly, I think,
Got the 14 really fast.
you got to pay
That's how we
attention. We don't
roll.
mess around here.
I'm sorry, I'm halfway, just kind of listen along and wasn't paying attention to the numbers. Anyway, this is for the, we had discussions a while back to go ahead and proceed with the records area a little bit at a time. And go ahead and get some of that money expenditured. The lighting upgrade is in progress now. This is the fire protection proposals. Actually, the alarm proposal, I could just approve it myself, but I brought it in here as the package. The sprinkler system is over 50,000, and it's a buy board proposal for 69,724 and 63 for the high-density, high-pile document storage system to be designed for the record storage area.
Okay, so for those following along at home, the game plan here was to relocate the record storage from the second floor of the Heritage Building, move all that over to the 311 in the space where the printing equipment used to be.
Right.
That's
That's the
all
second floor.
gone, but having that much paper record packed in one place would require a fire suppression system, and this is the quote for that.
Is this a dry system, since it's going to be records?
No, sir.
Oh, it's a wet system, okay.
But it's designed for records, though? I mean,
This is, yes, it's designed for high-piled, high-density, high-piled document storage for there's a lot more heads, because you got aisleways that you have to get down into. You got bottom shelves you got to protect. We do have a system just like it in the existing record system now.
Okay.
It's the same system that's going over here.
Okay,
So
and so
it-
aside from this fire system, what else needs to be done to make that move happen? Was there some kind of storage apparatus? I know there were multiple parts
We need
to
to
this.
work out something with the cages.
Cages, yeah.
And with finalized, there'd be an expenditure probably of this level. I have the air conditioning units, and I've ordered the valves and the control valves for them. We got to get them up there and run the piping to them for the heating and chilled water. So that work's left, which will be a bid price I'll bring to you. And then the cages themselves. Now, the cages that are currently used, that exact style is not made anymore. But they are modular panels. So there's two ways to approach those panels. We can go through and take an inventory of what we have. We got so many 4-foot panels, we got so many 5-foot panels, we got so many doors, and try to reuse some of them in one area and then put new ones in another area. Or we can bite the bullet and spend all the money and just put all new cages in and move.
I think one of the issues that some have brought up on this is security, because these documents all have to be under lock. And if you take them from there and move them, you're trying to move the panels where you're going to expose them.
Right.
So you've got to go over here and build them and somehow keep the documents secure. That's why I feel like it's better to build the cages and then move the documents, because they're going to have to be moved securely.
Yeah,
There's going to have to be
agree with you.
security involved, and I
think
think
you
there's
build-
laws to all that.
Yeah, if you don't, you're putting the cart before the horse. I agree with you.
I have no preference either way.
This is
could
bond money, I
possibly-
believe.
Some of them could possibly go to locked in a storage container inside my air-conditioned warehouse for a period of time, possibly, would be an option, but then you're moving them twice.
I just think it's going to be
Actually,
hard
the
to move them.
inventory- yeah.
To move them and keep the documents secure. It's going to be impossible.
Well,
Yeah.
and to inventory the existing panels and try to make them work, that's going to take a level of effort also. You're going to imply labor into that. to try to reuse those panels. So it's just a matter of, are we going to spend the labor, or are we just going to go ahead and spend the money on the cash on the?
So have you
the-
gotten prices on cages?
panels.
Have you gotten any prices on that yet?
I've got some, like, generic pricing for generic size cages.
Yeah,
There's two ways to go at it. We can buy modular cages and make them work, or we could have a system custom engineered to exactly fit exactly what we need.
Well, it seems like the former would be a better option.
Right.
Since we'll be reducing
right.
ideally reducing the amount of paper that we store,
Right.
saving, and of course,
I
that will
agree.
also change
Well,
over time. But
we
I
don't-
guess what we would just need is a better analysis of that, see which pencils out, I don't know.
Yeah, I
Since
mean, we
don't
could,
have a
I'm sorry.
preference, we would just need to run the numbers and see what.
We
the
just need a
two choices
secure
are.
area, and we don't need to reinvent the wheel on it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, as long as they're locked and secure, I mean, the modular ones you talked about, probably be something to
Yeah,
explore first.
well, and I know that's not exactly part of this, I mean, it's
Well,
related to
we
this
could-
project, Kelly, but
You-
you're
we could
working
also
on that.
build out some of the new ones, move people, and then take those empty ones and relocate them. We could possibly buy some new ones at the beginning and move half the people, then take some cages apart and move them for the rest of the people.
Good thinking.
There's various ways to do it, we just gotta
All
work
right.
through all that.
well, at least we get the fire thing.
So we get this put in, does this bid on the fire include monitoring too?
Yes, this include, the fire alarm is a separate price, which is only 13,000.
Right.
I could approve that myself, but they
Right.
kind of go as a package.
Okay.
So I put it in here for the package, so you guys can see the total cost of all that. But yes, that is tied into the fire alarm system.
Okay.
That system right now is tied into the fire alarm from the LTRG. We already paid monitoring
Okay,
service on it, so it will
okay,
be monitored for no
Good.
extra cost.
great,
Good.
good.
Hey, Kelly, I'm sure you did your due diligence, but I just want to make sure that fire protection system is compliant for those types of records and historical documents.
Well, they were made fully aware of that. And of course, they have to do design now, and those drawings will go through the city and through the fire marshal and all that to be approved for this use.
Okay, thanks.
So it's not just me doing it, the city fire marshals will review this and have to provide a permit for it.
Good question.
Thanks.
Good question.
Very good, thank you, Kelly.
Judge?
Yes,
You
sir.
may want to remind the public why we're doing this. There's prime real estate, that can't be used for anything else but probably storage.
Yeah. Well, that's a big part of the rationale for moving these records from the second floor of the Heritage Building. That is not the highest and best use of that space. That building as a whole is highly underutilized, so the plan is for that to be better utilized. Locate offices over there perhaps. Well, the court will still need to decide what exactly that space, that building is used for, but we know for fact that it's not a good use of the space to store paper up there, so.
I can agree with that. Technically, the space at 311 has no windows in it.
It's a windowless
It does
building.
not have a passenger elevator to serve that area, freight elevator only, and it just lends itself to storage.
Yeah.
The space over here, you have windows, you have elevator access, you
That's
have
a beautiful
accessible
building.
Beautiful
stairwells.
building,
Right.
You have everything you need there for that to be office space.
right,
And the other area would never make office space.
right.
I know it's going to be a pain, but I feel good about the
I
decision
do
to do
too.
this.
I think it's a good use of that space.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, sir.
Let's see, did we have a second on that?
We didn't motion. I moved
No.
to approve.
Second.
Okay, there's the motion and second. All those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 14 is approved. Thanks
Thank
again,
you.
Kelly.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
Moving on to item number 15, that's to consider the following in connection to the HMGP DR 4485 Victoria County Regional Emergency Operations Community Safe Room Project and take appropriate action. A is to receive executed proposal P12-25-104R for the geotechnical engineering study from Burge Engineering and Associates. And B is to authorize County Engineer John Johnston to execute any future project documents. What have we
Judge
got
and
here, John?
Commissioners, yes, Judge and Commissioners, this is the the soils investigation boring for the safe room, commonly referred to the safe room. This is the same firm that was selected to do the geotechnical investigation for the mental health hospital. So mobilizing once and capturing these two boring logs for both properties. I was authorized by the court to sign the agreements for the mental health, and I executed this contract with Burge for the safe room without that authorization from the court. So I'm asking ratification of this contract plus authorizing me to sign future documents associated with the safe room.
Move to ratify.
Second.
We have a motion to approve A and B. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Thank you, John. Number 16 is to consider approval of Best Friends Animal Society Partner Up Challenge Grant and take appropriate action. Good morning, Mark, Robin.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning.
This was just another challenge grant that we've received a couple before. It was an effort to try to get dogs transferred out through partner groups. And so we just had to show due diligence in reaching out to some new partner groups and getting dogs moved. There's no strings attached to it. It's just be used as we see fit for hopefully getting dogs out. So we're using it actually for, I think, spay neuter.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
All right.
$1,000 is $1,000. We'll take it.
Yep.
Move to approve.
All right.
Mark is doing a great
Great
job,
job.
and you are as well, Robin. Thank you
Thank you.
both.
Thank you both.
Did I hear a second?
Who motioned?
I motion.
I'll second.
I heard Jason.
Oh,
but I
I'm
guess-
sorry, whatever. If you need a second, I got
You
you.
can take it.
Jason,
Just take one
we'll
of
give it to Jason,
Oh,
and
that's no
then
big
Kenneth
deal.
seconded. So,
Dueling motions.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 17 is to consider approval of the following contracts for the Victoria County Regional Juvenile Justice Center and take appropriate action. A, detention and residential contracts with Orange County. B, detention residential contract with Grimes County. C, detention and residential contract with McLennan County. D, detention and residential contract with Ector County. And E, detention contract with Fall, Milam, and Robertson County.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on that. All those in favor of approval A through E?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item number 18 is to consider approval of Resolution 2025-050 for a road donation valued at $968.20 from Tanya Resendez at 751 San Antonio River Road, Victoria County.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. We'll all need a signature on that. Item number 19 is to receive, for the record, discretionary funds budget amendment from the Sheriff's Commissary Fund 380 and take appropriate action. That looks to be a $65 amount within that fund for our records only.
Move to receive.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 20, consider approval of the following 2025 budget amendment and take appropriate action. A is Road and Bridge Precinct 1 expenditures.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Wow.
Motion approved. Yes, we're making good time. And on the closed session, Commissioner, we did need a brief,
I think we should,
Okay.
for what you and I discussed.
Okay.
It shouldn't take long at all.
No,
It
Okay.
really shouldn't.
all right, then,
Just so everybody knows what's going on.
Got you.
we did make good time this morning. Appreciate everybody's attendance. At this time, we're going to move to a very brief closed session item. I don't anticipate any action after closed session, but for now, we'll go into closed session at 10:26 a.m. to discuss real estate. Appreciate everybody being here this morning. All right, we are coming out of closed session at 10:57 a.m. There is no action that we need to take at this time, so we will adjourn at 10:57 a.m.